Family, welcome back to Qryus Creations. Today I want to talk to you a little bit more about what's in my bag. As you can probably see in the thumbnail, I've packed quite a bit into a very small package, and I'm super excited to present that today. So let's get started right away with the backpack itself. This is the High Fit. It's made of a nice synthetic material. It's got almost like a rubberized fill on this exterior portion here, and then the Cordura style fabric on the outside is pretty tough. I've only been using this now for about a month or so, but I can say that I'm a fan of the durability already. Now on the exterior, it's got a side pocket. It's got a main pocket that runs the length of the bag. And then it's got a main pocket on the back side that runs the length of the bag. So basically it's dual zoned with this additional side pocket. And then also on the back, there is a little security pocket, if you want to call it that, that is up against the body. Now this backpack is a single arm shoulder strap that does clip from one side to the other. So you can clip this from here and swing it over to the other side, depending on how you choose to carry it. A few little additions I made to the exterior. I've added on, as you probably saw flash before the screen, I've added on this little Apple AirTag. Now this is going to be fairly obvious and quite easy to remove, but it's more of a deterrent to say, hey, I'm monitoring the contents of this bag, stay away. These things have gotten so much more affordable these days. But you could use an alternative like a tile. You could definitely insert it in the bag somewhere. You could even hide it somewhere in the lining if you chose, if you really wanted to make that a more secure experience. On the strap here, what I've put is what some folks have probably seen in the past, just a simple hero clip. What's nice about the hero clip is while it's just a generic carabiner, it does flip out and give you this folding design that allows you to hang your bag. So anytime that you want to keep this bag off the floor, you can hang it from the ledge of a table, you can hang it from a hook, and not hang it directly from that strap. But this just helps you keep it off of the ground. I am a fan of the hero clip, especially when camping and things like that. Definitely comes in handy. Another addition to the exterior here is all of these zipper pulls. Now, these zipper pulls I've personally put on and I've created myself. These are just with some simple micro cord. Actually, this isn't micro, this is a thinner paracord. And this is on every zipper on the exterior of the bag to give me a little bit more purchase when I'm going to grab the zipper. Then also add just an accent with the color. It's on every zipper of the bag except for that interior pocket, which I kind of wanted to lay flat and not protrude. I rarely use that pocket because I pack it out so much that it's not nearly as accessible as it was designed to be. Also on the exterior of the bag, I've placed this fun little seatbelt style buckle. And what this does is this gives you the ability to add a few more accessories on a seatbelt style clasp there. Now, what I carry, where this carries is right over the shoulder. And so it's always there for quick and easy convenience. And these are on there with some S-binder clips. Now, quickly going over what's on here, I've got this little stash case or pill case. It is waterproof aluminum and in the shape of a bullet. And this does, for me, at my age, carry a little bit of ibuprofen to help me get through the day, some of the aches and pains. Then in the middle here, I've got this little doohickey, which is actually a little blade. Now, I like this because it's small, it's simple, and this is great for like opening packages and unboxing. I've used it sometimes, not a lot. Have a built-in liner lock there. It looks like nothing, and only you would really know what it is. So it's kind of neat just to have that in quick access. And then lastly, I've got the Olight IMINI2. Now, the Olight IMINI2, what I really enjoy about that is the original one was also a magnetic base. So the idea is you pull it away from the base. You don't have to pull it all the way off and you get light. or you pull it completely off and you get that light. Now that light I'll put on the screen here, the lumen count, but I don't recall what it was. But it's definitely brighter than your cell phone light. What's really nice about the rendition here in the Olight IMINI2 versus the Olight IMINI1 is that on the clip here, it has USB-A. So you can literally plug this into any power bank, power brick, computer to charge it right away and not have to worry about the button cell batteries that comes in the Olight IMINI1. And those just live again on this neat little seatbelt buckle. It's got a retro seatbelt buckle. I'm a huge fan of the way it looks, just simple aesthetics. And these don't get too often used. The pill bottle or the pill case I'll use every now and then. The knife very rarely. And then the Olight Mini I do use often. It's quick and easy access in the dark to have something to illuminate your way. Quick and easy. All right, now that we've gone through the exterior of the bag, I will unload and show you what lives in the pockets. So on this little front pocket here, this runs about, I want to say it's like 8-ish inches for the opening. So you've got an 8-inch opening there, and it's not the deepest, but it gets you in about maybe 2 inches there. And what I typically carry in here is just my keys. These are my work keys, and they're on a chain key retainer and just dangles a few keys off of S-spinners. Throw those in there and it pretty much disappears. That way I always know where those are at. Now that pocket could easily be used for for tech, power bank, pens, anything that you want quick access to, knife, whatever it might be. That's what that could be really good for. I'm going to flip this all around so that we can actually dig into the interior pockets. So starting with the pocket on the top there, I have my Meta RayBan glasses. I have a Logitech mouse. I've got this little admin pouch that I use for tech. Then I've got an additional admin pouch, the exact same one. This one I use for my PVC toolkit. And that is the front top pocket. And as you can see, that's taking up half of the real estate of this little bag. So that's really, really nice that you can tuck that away and pretty much be halfway through, but I've got a lot of utility there. Going into the main pocket, and there I'll carry my iPad. Then in here I've got a notebook. And in here I've got some everyday useful items. And I will talk about these items in a little bit more detail once we get unloaded here. You're looking at literally just a couple inches of depth. You're looking at about 14 inches length and 9-ish inches across. So with the bag empty, let's talk about what I'm carrying in the bag and why. So as you can see here, I've got a lot of useful little tools here inside the bag. So I've got highlighters of multiple colors. All of these are going to give me the ability to obviously highlight anything in maybe that notebook or anything at work that I might need to. Then I've got marking tools. As you saw in my everyday carry work edition, in my pocket usually lives a TUL pen. This is a modeled down version of that. So again, built-in redundancy. Here is the TUL Mechanical Pencil. I honestly love the way this feels. I love the way this writes. It's a great tool, pun intended. And then, as I mentioned in my last video as well, my permanent marker choice has now moved to the TUL, but these Milwaukee Inkzalls are quite fantastic. So I've carried one of those as well for redundancy in the backpack. So if for whatever reason I'm not carrying on my person my typical EDC, I will have those portions of it at least covered. Then in the bag for utility, I've got a little knife. Now this knife here is the Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops. I want to say it's the SWA 15. Inexpensive little budget knife, large handle, small blade. Definitely gives you the flexibility to get in and out of trouble. Could do some self-defense, cut cordage, open packages. Again, just a utility, a blade to have as a utility. So this is something that lives in that inside zipper pouch along with my markers. The last thing living in that pouch is this fun little comb. Now this is a stainless steel comb that I use, obviously not for my head, because if you've seen other videos, there's nothing up there, but this is used for my beard, just for daily grooming. And of course, any good EDC tool is going to have the bottle opener. Now, I've probably not used a bottle opener in 15-ish years, but it's there if you need it. All in all, this little stainless steel comb is pretty wicked. I love it, but that lives in that pouch as well. Now, behind that zipper pouch was a simple notebook, but this notebook gives me just a place to jot down quick notes. If I'm bringing this to a meeting, it's something that I can have with me quick and easy, and it's easy to retrieve from the bag with one zipper. Let's go on to the iPad. I'm carrying the iPad 10th generation, and it's very simple, all in one unit. I've got, I can't remember what this was. It's Zagg, I believe. Yeah, it is Zagg. I can share the link in the description for this as well. But this is their Keyboard Folio. Now, this runs USB-C to charge, but I've honestly charged this guy maybe once in the last 4 months, and it's worked incredibly well. Along with that, I live with a Apple Pencil. It's not the actual Apple Pencil. It's a knockoff, but it works really well as USB-C charging. I've actually put a little vinyl wrap on there. And then it also is touch sensitive to turn it on and off, but works really well and also charges USB-C, and I've not had to charge it that much either. It's also not frequently used. I do have a matte screen protector on there that is paper-like. So that really is helpful when it comes to writing and not having to deal with gloss. So that is always there. And in tandem with that, I've got the Logitech Pebble. Now this Pebble is just a simple Bluetooth mouse, but with those two together, I've got everything I might need to have a small mobile, almost PC unit as well. Then I will get over here to my RayBan Meta glasses. Now, if you have not heard of or used or just not aware of the Meta RayBan glasses, these guys are fantastic. I'm a huge fan of them. They're comfortable. They look like a everyday pair of glasses. You can get these in a tint if needed, so they can be a sunglass. But I actually got these with my prescription lenses, and I use them quite regularly. Now those have a camera built in. You may have heard them just make an audible noise. They've got the speakers in the arms that go behind the ear, and they're open ear speakers. I use it all the time for phone calls at work, on the go. And then I didn't realize how frequently I would use the camera until I wore them, and just having that camera on your face at any time and not having to worry about pulling out your phone or missing a moment. You can snap a picture and continue on, or you can hold it down and take the video and still live in the moment and not have to worry about having something blocking your view. But huge fan of those. You'll see some POV shots that I've done with those. Let's dig into the tech bag. Now, the tech bag starts quite simply. It's got a pouch on the outside. It's got a quick release handle here. It is capable of Molly there. Full zips, two sides, opens wide up. Let's talk about what's inside of it. So I've got, I can't recall how to pronounce this brand name, but it's the INIU. This guy is a 20 milliamp power bank. It has USB-C in and out right here, so you can charge a device through here, or you can actually charge the power bank from that USB-C. And then it's got 2 USB-A ports as well. I can put some more details in the description, as well as on screen here, about what this is truly capable of as far as wattage and speeds. But it also has a little LED screen there to show you your percent that you are currently sitting on for a charge. The on and off button on the side works just simply. Again, 20 milliamps. This right here will get me through a couple charges on my iPad. It'll get me through at least 3 charges on my OnePlus phone that I typically carry. Just a useful tool. Alongside that, I've got a USB-C cable, and that's at least 6 feet. Then I've got a lightning cable that's also somewhere around the 5 to 6 feet. Then I found this power brick from Galvanox. It's got this neat little build design that's incredibly slim. Let's actually measure it out real quick and see what we get. Looking at it, it's just about a 1/2 inch thick, which is ideal for a setup like this. Has the fold down prongs, and this can lay flat with the 2 USB ports, USB-A and C, on the bottom. So now, even if this isn't for a mobile carrying case like this, or a tech bag, this could also be used behind furniture to not have an outlet pushing the furniture away from the wall. Plugging this in and having that slim profile allows you to push up against it. And then you also have your ports on the bottom, which is, again, not protruding out from the wall. So pressing this into a wall, you can see that you're going to get a nice flat profile there. I love it. Use it a few times. I think it's only 20 watts. This replaced my anchor that I had been using, and the anchor is just so tiny. I love that too, but it doesn't fit as well in here. I've also got a couple adapters and cords in here. Let's see what I've got. I've got a micro USB, because you never know when you're going to come across something that has where you need the need, or have the need for a micro USB cable. Then I've got this A to C converter that can come in pretty handy as well. And then lastly, I've got my lightning adapter, lightning to HDMI. It does have a pass-through lightning port, so you can charge at the same time. But this does carry audio and video to an external monitor. I use this oftentimes to present, let's just say, presentations, Microsoft Office presentations from my tablet to a television at work. But that is my tech bag. Lastly, and where I want to spend the most time, is talking about my tool bag. Now, quick and easy reminder, don't be a Karen. It's a little bit old, but just like the other bag, it's got the Velcro pouch on the, or Velcro strap on the outside, so you can personalize it there. But it's also got this front pouch here. What I have in the front pouch is just a simple tape measure. Now, this is a fabric style tape measure, and this one is very flexible, so you can use this. It's mostly used for sewing, but you could use this to measure any straight edge if necessary. And it has both metric and imperial measurements, imperial on one side, and then metric on the opposite side. So this gives you the ability to measure just on the fly. That usually lives in this outside pouch. It's small, it's simple, but you never know when you're gonna need one. Now, in the inside, I've got a plethora of tools that I enjoy carrying every day. Again, mentioning that redundancy is huge in this space. You'll see some things in here that are both redundant to what's in my pockets and redundant to what's in the bag itself. But the reason for that is that this pouch can go with me anywhere. I can literally take this and drop it in the saddlebag on my motorcycle and have access to the tools I might need to make a simple repair and keep me on the road. But I can also throw it in the door in my truck and have some tools on me on the fly. I could throw this in a fanny pack if I know I'm going somewhere where I might need to be a little bit more resourceful. And yes, I did say fanny pack. But I could easily carry this with me and not necessarily keep it in my backpack. But for now, that's where it lives, since my backpack goes with me most places. Inside here, starting from left and going right, I've got zip ties, and these are just small little zip ties. You never know how valuable these guys are until you need one. And then I've got some paracord, some thinner paracord here, along with a little bit of micro cord, because cordage is always nice to have. Never know when you're gonna have to tie something off on a fly. Then again, like I mentioned with the redundancies, I've got a Milwaukee Inkzall. And then right next to that, I've got a little Penlight. This is like a $2 Penlight at Walmart, just something to have for backup lighting. It does use AAA batteries, and it takes 2 of them. So it's something that you could easily replace. It does have a reversible clip, so I could clip this to my head if necessary in an emergency and I need some lighting to get a repair done. Then right alongside that, believe it or not, another TUL pen. This again is just like the other one here. This is their fine point. Still got the plastic on there. This is their fine point, and this one gives you an incredible writing, smooth writing, but with a very fine needle point. Then we jump into the tools. Now, I'll start with a little wrench here. This is a Crescent 4-inch, I believe, wrench. This thing opens up to about maybe 3/4 of an inch. Let's take a look here. This opens up to a parallel 3/4 of an inch. So you can get a pretty decent sized bolt in there. And this works really well in conjunction with some of the other tools that are in this set, because this can be something where you hold a nut still while driving from the other side, or just pulling off a nut on its own. Now I have smaller hands, so this is actually pretty convenient and comfortable. But at the same time, you can get a little bit of leverage on here, and it works pretty well. Simple, smooth, and inexpensive. Again, most of these items will be linked below so you can see what I got and where I got it from. This little ratcheting wrench is probably the star of the show. This guy is from Harbor Freight. Comes with a set of 1/4-inch drive bits. And what's really awesome about this is very versatile. So it's got this pivoting head where you can literally pivot this down 90 degrees, and that can go in either direction. And so what it gives you is the ability to ratchet drive a screw in or out if you need it to. But it's got that socket head there that's a 1/4 inch, so you can drive any bit of these designs here. What's also very awesome is that it does have a 1/4 inch socket on the bottom of the handle, so you can literally take off that and you have a full length screwdriver if necessary. At the same time, you can also take this off, and this is kind of fun. It has a little pass through. If you line up the little white dot here with the notch there, you can actually pass this all the way through, and now you have a T handle for more leverage. Pretty awesome there. It is ratcheting. You can control the direction, so you can tighten and loosen however you like. Again, what's really awesome about this is that 1/4 inch drive bit. Now over here you can see I've got a couple sets of 1/4 inch bits, tons of hex, slotted, Phillips, and star drive. Guys, I do want to pause and say, hey, if you like the content, please do like and subscribe. This is a small channel and I'm really looking to grow so that I can bring you guys more content. So again, like and subscribe. I can really appreciate and really use the support. This item here is very simple. It is a socket set from Makita. I've chosen to go with the metric set, and this goes from 6 all the way up to 13, skipping just the 9 in that space. What's really cool about this is that it comes with a simple little 1/4 inch adapter here that can be plugged in directly to that guy there, and then you can drive a simple 1/4 inch ratchet. Very simple, very easy, simple design. Again, you can put that anywhere you'd like. You can put it on this extension, drive it this long, and now you've got a full length. Again, this is really handy on the motorcycle, and because it's metric and I have a foreign bike, we'll see that regularly. Almost all of the bits and nuts and bolts are going to be metric sized, but if I need to get some leverage on there, this is a funky little tool that can honestly do quite a bit. It packs a punch. So I'm an incredibly huge fan of this setup here. So looking at that 1/4 inch drive, that sets right on the end. And then you've got, again, from Makita, you've got all of these little sockets. Now I will put in the description below, again, links to all of these items so that you can give them a shot yourself. I want to say that this little tool set, the way it came in a hard case, and it was around $40 at Harbor Freight. The last 2 items that I have in here that I'll go through quickly is you really don't want to go anywhere without a way to generate heat or light. So I've got a lighter in here. This is just a simple mini Bic. All right, and then the last item that I want to talk about is the Milwaukee Fastback. If you've not heard of the Fastback, it's a great little tool. This is the multi-tool version. What's really awesome about this is it's got a push button actuation for the razor blade or the knife. You need to push it to unlock it from the lock position, which is great. That means it's not going to flop loose and be of any danger, but it flips out quite easy and it locks in the open position there. You need the button again to release it and drop it back in. Again, just having it lock in both directions, open and close, is a convenient safety feature. And then as any, oh, actually, let's go back to the blade here briefly. There's a quick and easy button here to remove and replace the razor blade, but it stays in nice and secure. And there's also a little cord cutter there. Simple, easy, easy blade. Love that. Every EDC tool, like I was saying, has a bottle opener, and so does this one. To whoever might be drinking on the job site, don't let the boss know. And then the fun part is the screwdriver at the end there. Now that screwdriver is awesome. It locks in the out or open position with a liner lock, and it does have a detent at 90, so you could get some leverage on there if necessary. But again, that detent's not the strongest. It can pop out of alignment there, but it does lock in the fully open position. So you've got that as a screwdriver. Just a really awesome tool. This one, actually, the screwdriver is probably going to be more useful than trying to quickly put together and arrange a bit for the ratchet in this if all I need to do is drive a screw real quick or tighten something down. So this might be a quick go-to in my bag for that. But that is the full content of my backpack, and that is my tool bag. So looking at all of this, you can get all of this, guys, in a small package. And the package that I'm carrying, again, is the High Fit. The High Fit, I want to say it was like $30 some. I will throw that down in the description below, so you can get that if you want it yourself. But this is what I'm carrying, and that's why. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Once again, if you did, please do like and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. I'm actually going to jump back into some of the knives that I've made and showcase those as well. I've actually got one on display right here in a display case that I will be going over as well. So please stay tuned for more.